Alright, so today we're going to be doing a quick sauerkraut demonstration. I'll be showing in particular how the Weck jar works with the airlock device. Alrighty, so here we've got everything pretty much prepared, ready to go. So the cabbage is cut up into relatively uniform size between the whole batch. And over here we've got some celery, some purple kale and some dulse. Now, and also the jar here as well, ready to go. So there's about 1.5 kilos of vegetables here, so I'm going for roughly 3% vegetables per salt. So we've got roughly 45 grams of salt that will go amongst all the vegetables. Alrighty, so putting the salt in first. So we've got 2 batches here in halves, so that's about 22.5 grams of salt for the first batch, and then we're just going to start just massaging the vegetables away. And this will probably take about 10 minutes per batch, so I'm not going to film the whole thing because it will get boring, but you get the idea. You just sort of get your hands in, just mash away, it'll release all the juices and you'll be left with the cabbage and all the brine. Alrighty, so we've been massaging away for about 10 minutes, so you can see that the vegetables have reduced down and there's quite a lot of brine and liquid that's come out of the cabbage. So now what we're going to do is just going to put the remaining ingredients in. So we're just going to chuck the celery in and some of the kale. I don't want too much of that, I think that'll be sufficient. And the dulse as well, just a little bit. And we're just going to massage that away again, so probably a couple of minutes, just to work it all through, and then we'll be packing it into the jars. So just working all the juices out of the vegetables, mixing it all together. So the salt will work to extract some of that juice as well. And yeah, easy as that. Alrighty, so here we can see the final product. We've been massaging, got all the vegetables in. You can see the juices that have come out, so all the water from mainly the cabbage. You'll also notice we haven't used any starter cultures or whey, we've just used salt with this. I'll cover that in future blog posts as to why I've only used salt and skipped the starter cultures. But yeah, now we're ready to start packing the vegetables into the jar. Alrighty, so now we're going to show you how the Weck airlock device works. So the good thing about these is it creates a really good seal that keeps the oxygen out. Carbon dioxide will build up inside as it ferments, and the airlock device allows that to come out and keeps the oxygen out, so it reduces the possibility of any spoilage or of it going off. So yeah, we'll show you now how we pack it in and how the lid works, and that's it. Alrighty, so you just take the clips off the lid. They just clip off quite easy, straightforward. They're what keeps the seal working properly. So the lid comes off, and now all we need to do is start packing the ingredients in. So the good thing about these jars is it's got quite a wide mouth, so it allows the hands to get in quite easily. Some people use a like a wooden pounding device to get it all in, but I just like to use the hands for this size. So from there you just pack it in bit by bit, and you want to get it nice and tight, get the juices over the top of the vegetables. It's pretty straightforward and easy. You just essentially keep doing that the whole way until you've used up all the ingredients, and the jar's pretty full. That's it. Alrighty, so we finished packing it all in, so we've compressed it all down. You can see there's quite a layer of liquid on top there. So the idea is to try and keep all the vegetables submerged under that liquid, keeps them under any oxygen. So what we do is we got this weight dunking device, basically just fits on top, helps keep all the veggies submerged. A few little escape artists will get through on the top there, but it's not too much of a big deal. And then all we need to do is get the lid on. So I put a little bit of coconut oil on the airlock device just to slide it in, helps create a better seal and also gets it in. Otherwise it can be quite hard pushing it down. So just make sure that the rubber's all the way around and it isn't folded or anything like that. And that all looks good to me. and then it's just a matter of just throwing the clips on at the end, so you'll hear it click, and then 2, last one. Alrighty, so that's all locked down. Final thing to do is just take the top off and just half fill this with water. That'll do. This goes back on. And that's it. So it's all good to go. So that can ferment for around about a month, and then it'll be all good to go. The other important thing is to just make sure when you're using it that you don't fill all the way up, because it will ferment and bubble and absorb some of the water and rise a bit as well. So you want to leave a decent space on top. Sometimes they will overflow a little bit. It's not too much of a problem. So when you put it in the cupboard, just make sure you've got something underneath in case it does bubble over a little bit. But if you leave enough space, it should be fine anyway.